Man, I can't wait to play this on my PS5 Pro with better ray tracing. The game is gonna look amazing. Jokes aside, this week people were losing their minds over the PS5 announcement. I mean, I know the thing is very pricey, and I think Sony's kind of ripping us off, to be fair, but at the same time, you know, people making like a huge deal out of this, and it's like just don't buy it, bro. Alright, hi, William Owen here. I'm a bit excited. It's Friday night, and I can finally do my commentary thing about Shadow of the Ninja Reborn. How are you doing? It's the first video I'm recording since I've hit the 500 mark subscriber. Thank you to everybody who subscribed. Thank you to everybody who have been subscribed for a long time, commenting and being here. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, Shadow of the Ninja Reborn. It's a 2D side-scroller. It's a remake of an old NES game, and the remake is made by some of the original team member of the game. So it's a game where you need to learn how to do things. Everything is quite easy once you've mastered it. The problem is learning it, and you have to execute it well too. During this run, you'll see. I mean, I'm not commenting this run because it's such an amazing run, and there is this. I'm gonna link it in the comment section. It's a Japanese guy. Well, I suppose it's a guy. I can't say his name. Like I said, I'm gonna link the video in the comment. He made a. The game has two modes. There's the normal mode and the hard mode. This is just normal mode. The dude made hard mode, but not using any items and not being hit once. So it's like a perfect run. And some of the strats here that you'll see are inspired by his stuff. And he only has 3 subscribers. The video has like 12 views, but it's a shame because it's the best run I've seen. And let me tell you, I have surfed the internet a lot watching stuff about this game, and man, is it divided. Some people call it a masterpiece, some people call it the worst garbage ever made. I think it's how you approach the game. If you thought it would be some kind of Metroidvania, it's not gonna work for you. It's 6 stage, and it's very linear. There's a few secrets to find, but it's definitely not Metroidvania. It's just an arcade game. It's an arcade side-scroller, and I think one of the biggest issue people have with the game is how everything is very committed. There's no cancelling in the game. So let's say there's not gonna be a bunch of examples. The run is not that great. I just made it to the end without using continue. So that was my goal with this run. I've made it. Since then, I improved actually quite a bit, and I can do it now very consistently. It's very rare that I'm gonna fire up a run and not finishing it. I don't use continues anymore. I don't need to. I know the game well enough by now to not, I don't need continues. Now, I would like to do it without starting with a bunch of overpowered items, which I do in this run, but at the same time, it's in the game. I don't consider it like cheating. It could be considered cheating if I said, if we make a rule to do a no item run, fine enough, but that's not it. So yeah, you need to learn how the enemy reacts, where they are, and how to deal with them. Like those kind of ninja thing, those fans are really good because they can hit many enemies. This is something I'm using a lot in stage 4 and 5. You need to choose the right weapon. See here, I just... But once you... This is what I'm saying. When I'm talking about commitment, what I'm saying is, once you've pressed a button, you don't have any options but to watch the animation occur and end. So, just right there, I pressed down, and so I went down the ledge, and I could not cancel it and go up. You know, that was it. This is what I chose to do. I'll have to live with it. And that's it. And I think that's what people have problem with. I was reading Steam reviews, and a lot of people are talking about the controls and how they're not responsive and how there's input lag. And there's zero input lag. It's not input lag, it's your character is doing the action when you press the button. It's just the action is not necessarily instant because there's an animation leading up to it. But the animation, the start of the animation is instant. I hope I'm making sense here. Here on this boss, I discovered that you can hit him while he's on the ceiling. So now what I do when he's going up on the ceiling is I jump on one of those I'm pointing the screen, Jesus. You can jump on those little ledges and use the chain to do some extra damage so you can finish the stage quicker. There's an aspect of scoring in this game. I really like to try to get a better score. You know, when you look at this game, think of it as an arcade game where you would put quarters in, you know, in an arcade place. It is very much an arcade game, and if you understand this, I feel all the rest does make a lot of sense. So here, usually, not now anymore, but I was using to not... I used to not slash enough. This is what I was trying to say. Those guys, they are very annoying. If you choose to use the chain while they're shooting at you, you're kind of fucked and you're gonna get hit. See here, I was doing all right. I did fine. I did fine. But if I had used the chain now, I would have gotten hit. So this is something to consider. Really learning when to use what. It's very important in this game, and it's very important to learn where to be. Right now I'm sorting out my items. This is another pet peeve people have. I feel people would like the game to pause while you sort your items. I think it's completely fine the way it is. It's a game mechanic. You have to prepare, you have to know what you're gonna need, because this is a game that expects you to know what's coming up, and you won't know what's coming up unless you practice and play quite a bit. Now I was slashing to get rid of the sword because I don't need it anymore. See, I should have waited. And what's great is when you wait in this game, you can admire the fantastic pixel art. The game looks so good. See, I did not wait. I was... You want to push forward, you want to keep moving, and this is a trap. You need to wait. Here I still have trouble with this place. I usually use my super duper ninja super mega power. I tried to do this here, but I got hit, so I got interrupted, which is quite unfortunate. What am I trying to do here? I can't remember. It's like from 5 days ago, maybe, something like that. 4 or 5 days ago, prior to the There we go. This is the only place where I use my superpowers. But this is a very annoying room. I never really know how to deal with it. But yeah, if I have here on my screen some Steam review. Here, meh, it's a nice looking game, but the controls are super janky and clunky. Oh, here's another thing. In arcade mode, you cannot continue where you left off playing. If you quit the game or leave any stage, you have to start the whole game from stage 1. Yeah, so here's how the save system works. When you die, you can choose between exit or continue. If you choose exit, your game is saved and you're gonna be able to pick up the game where you left it next time you play. But if you choose continue and then change your mind and close the game, your save is fucked and you have to start from stage 1. Now, that seems like a big deal, but the game is 45 minutes long. It's really not. It's a game that is meant to be played in one sitting. Obviously, it's not gonna happen the first time you play. And this is why there's the continue option and the save option when you exit the game after you die. This should be better explained, by the way, though. There's not much explanation. It's pretty straightforward, but they still should explain it. So see here, I had 2 HP left. This game, it can go super well and go south in a second. You can be doing... See, I got hit, so I lost a hit point. And then the hit made me fall, and so I lost another hit point. So this is very punishing. You really have to keep that in mind. This is a hard game. I often heard the phrase NES hard to refer to very hard games, because in the NES days, you know, games were hard, and there was a reason for that. The game is hard because, and this is a concept, there's 2 concepts in this game I think that are worth discussing a bit. One of them is difficulty is the content. The game is short. There's not that much to do apart from finishing the game, which is not the point, because anybody can finish the game. You just have to use unlimited continue, and sooner or later you're gonna finish the game. That's not hard. That's not that hard, like, quite frankly. So difficulty is the content. This is one of the concepts, because this is what gives the game a reason to exist. Here, this is a very, very garbage fight. I really messed up here. I improved a lot since then. There, I did the right thing. This is what you need to do. And you see that you saw me do it, and you're like, oh, well, this is pretty easy then. Well, I mean, the timing is pretty strict. It might look easy, but it's kinda not. But I've mastered this part. It's not a problem anymore. So yeah, the difficulty is what makes most of the game. If the game was super easy, there would not have a lot of games to play. So here the thing that you want to hurt is the kind of, you know, machine in the middle of the train, and to hit that machine you can use those kind of stars that are sticking to the ground. This is something you have to find for yourself, because at first you're killing those heads and it's not doing much, and you say, oh, well, what's gonna happen? And then you can finally realize you can hurt the middle part of the train with your chain. But then there's a way better there's a better way to do it, which is with those kind of stars. We won't need them anymore, so I'm gonna try to get rid of them as soon as I can. This is another complaint. Oh, I don't have enough rooms for all the items. Well, that's kind of the game. You have to choose which item you want to keep and which one. And you know, the boxes. It's always the same thing in every boxes. Like every run, it's the same thing. It's fixed. It's not random loot that you get in those boxes. So, man, I can't believe I messed that up. Even when I recorded this, I was pretty good with that section. It was not a big problem, and I messed it up. But yeah, so there's a bunch now. There's a bunch of crates that I don't open because I know I don't need the item that's in it. You know, I routed my things. I know what I want to have at which time, and I'm rolling with that. That's part of the game design. I think this game, it has a very, very solid core design, and this is another thing that I wanted to talk about. It is gameplay density. So, from what I understand about this, because I'm no expert, but gameplay density is basically how much of the time in the game is... I messed that up too. Okay. To all the detractors of the game, to everybody saying the game's too hard, it's impossible, oh my god. This is an actual garbage run that is actually a 1cc run, a 1 credit clear. I didn't use any continue, as you will be able to see. And it's just not that hard. You can mess up a lot and still make it. It's really not. It needs some effort, and the game is not out since, 3 years, where people have, the super duper hardcore has perfected the runs to a point where, it's not Mario 64. It's not the speedrun scene of Mario 64. The game came out last week, okay? And I have a full-time job, I have kids, I have a wife, I have a house, I have a bunch of things to do outside of playing video games. And in a week, I got my my no continue run. And I'm not that good at games, like, quite frankly. So that was the goal of this run, showing that anybody can do this, like, genuinely. But the thing is, you have to enjoy the game to want to practice, to want to get good. And this is what you're watching right now is me after about 15 hours of playtime. This is pretty much what it is. Right now I'm at 23 hours, and I got a lot better. I'm dabbling in the hard mode now. I made it to stage 5 without using a continue, so I'm not that far to get my 1 credit clear on hard mode. And then that's gonna be hard mode without any starting items. I'm sure not looking forward to that too much, because healing is quite important. I realize I'm convolutedly talking about the game and not giving that much advice about it, but I feel, to be completely honest, looking at it, I feel it's kind of self-explanatory what's happening. There's a few tricks here and there that you might have picked on if you're playing the game. Like, I didn't knew you could hit that enemy from that place. Just before in this stage, there's a blue enemy that you can kill from a platform. It looks like a wall, but there's a hole in the wall, and I should have pointed that out, but I suppose if you're watching the gameplay, you have seen it. This boss is quite easy. You just have to wait and jump. Waiting in this game is something you have to do. You have to wait for your turn. You cannot just... It's not a hack and slash. Second part is a bit more difficult. I've nailed down pretty much where I need to be now. I'll point it out when it happens, because in this run I did not do like the correct way. But now I do. I do this boss no damage for the most part. Sometimes I mess up, but let me rephrase. I know how to do this boss no damage. I've nailed like where I need to go. It's just sometimes I forget. But yeah, the second thing is gameplay density. How much of the game is actually the real content of the game? How much of the game are you actually playing? For example, in a JRPG with a lot of story and exposition, the gameplay density will be somewhat low, because there's gonna be a bunch of people, there's gonna be a bunch of reading to do. Now you could say, well, reading is part of the gameplay because that's a JRPG, and you would have a point, but you're not pressing that many buttons. So okay, here you see the now I was a bit too close. You need to be really on the like his middle finger will say. And on this part you need to go to the left side of the screen, on the second part, and then you can come back here on his middle finger. Now you need to duck. Alright, there we go. It was not too bad. It just can be better. So yeah, you could argue that, yeah, I mean, reading in a JRPG is part of the gameplay, and like, fair enough, but you're not really pressing buttons either, and there's a bunch of cutscenes. And by the way, I love JRPGs. I'm playing Trails of Cold Steel 3 these days. Well, not since I've bought Shadow of the Ninja Reborn. All my gameplay went into this, but yeah, I love JRPG. It's just you're not playing as much. This game here is 100% gameplay density. There's nothing else. There's the stages, and there's you pressing the buttons in the stages, and that's it. There's no shenanigans. There's no big story exposition in between stages. There's no a section where you just walk in a corridor talking about somebody or reminiscing about I don't know what. Okay, here if you wait long enough, as you've seen, you can get some bonus health items. Here I still have some problem to this day. There's a way to not get hit at all because I've seen it, but I can't remember it ever. Now you wait for those platforms to separate, and then you can jump here and you're completely safe. There's nothing is gonna happen to you. You just don't move. During that time you can sort your items, like choose. I knew the next item I would most likely use is my health item, like the rice ball thing. So, but sometimes I sort my items there. Okay, here I should have went already. You have the time to go to the first flame, and here just don't fucking move. If you don't move during the second part with the flames, you're gonna be completely fine. It's a tried and true method. I did it countless times. I've played this game quite a bit. I mean, a run is like an hour. Played it for like 20 hours. Yeah, with 20 run would make sense. Okay, here, yeah, just kick the first for them to get out of sync, and you're gonna be fine. Here, just have to wait for the next platform, I suppose there's I need to watch more speedrun. There's probably gonna be speedrun. Here you slash all the time. You just slash to cancel the bullets. Slashing in this game is incredibly overpowered because it negates most of the attack. Most things coming at you are, you know, negated by your sword slashing. Now you want to go on the top of the platform on the right, and then you want to go just to the other side. So use your little hovering mechanic. I got lucky. I got incredibly lucky. Hey, take the luck where you can find it. I have trouble here to... yeah, I messed it up bad. This is really bad. I have trouble sometimes to just hang on walls. Still to this day, I'm getting better, but there's something I don't quite understand. It's like in the boss of this stage. Some people have seen me do it on stream. I did not understand for the love of God on how to do a certain mechanic, and finally I understood. If you want to go up a ledge, and this is if you want to run on a wall going up and not jumping off from the wall, it's incredibly stupid in the way that it's quite easy. You just have to press up. So I was not doing that. I was just starting to run on the wall, and then I was jumping off the wall, which made me get crushed. I'll show you when we're to the boss. But yeah. But now I get it. So this boss got quite a bit better. This boss that we're gonna fight here is gonna be messy. It's not impressive. And then again. See? Okay, here's a perfect example. I shot the chain instead of slashing when the bullets were coming. If I had just cancelled the bullets like here and then do the chain, I would have been fine. But I did not choose the correct answer, and I've paid the price because I don't have the time to do something else. Because you cannot cancel the chain, you have to wait for it to be back to do something else. I hope I'm making sense. In my mind, this is incredibly clear and easy to understand, but for somebody who's not playing, I suppose if you're watching all of this, I suppose you're playing the game and are looking for some pointers about how to get the 1cc achievement, because there's a trophy for completing the game without using any continue, and there's another trophy for completing the game on hard without using any continue, and then there's another trophy for completing the game on hard without starting with, you know, without bringing items in the beginning. You can, I think you can use items, but you cannot start with items. So, see, that was not a good decision. There's nothing. Once I've jumped and swing the chain, there was nothing I could do to not get hit. And just as you've seen here, I can cancel all the bullets while I slash. While you slash, you're practically invincible. I mean, not to contact damage, but to most projectile coming at you, you're pretty safe. It's something that should be used more. I've seen a few people play, and I've seen a few reviewers not understand. I made a video. It's so not like me, but I had no choice. There's this. I won't name the dude. He made a video review about the game, but it was so full of misinformation that I felt the need to respond. And I just made a comment like, ooh, you know, there's a manual because one of his statement was, it's impossible to learn the game because there's no manual, and there's actually a super nice manual in the option menu that explains to you all the controls, all your what your UI means, and how how the game works. And so I pointed it out and said, well, seems not much research was made to make this review because there's a manual. And he shadow banned me, and I thought, you know what? Alrighty then, I'm gonna react to your video review, pointing out all the wrongs in it. And it's funny because his video has like 120 views, and my react is now at more than 60, I think, last time I checked. So it's kind of funny to me. But anyway, I don't indulge in YouTube drama. It's just that it was so misleading. It was obvious the dude, and we can all do that sometimes. But it's obvious that he was trying to ride the algorithm and see, press up here. Okay, I did it this time, but it was still very fragile. Now I do it every time. It's pretty easy actually. What's not easy in this boss is the freaking two little things running around her. This is a pain, and this is still a pain to this day. I really have problems, and I watched a few like the hard mode no damage run that I talked to you about, and that I will link in the description. And even watching, I keep hitting my mic. I'm sorry. Even watching this, it's very difficult. Okay, here, those dudes here, you really need to stay far from them and attack with the chain, because once they stop moving, they're doing this blue ball attack, and you're gonna get hit if you try to hit them with your sword. Now we're in stage 5 out of 6. This is where it gets pretty hard. Here, if you learn the enemy placement, it's very, very easy. If you don't learn the enemy placements, they're gonna bounce everywhere, and that's gonna be a fucking pain, let me tell you. So just position yourself to the right place and you're gonna be fine. Here, technically, it's better to be at the top left, as close to the ledge as possible. But I did not know at that time, so I was doing it that way. You learn and you get better. That's the game. I love this game. This game is getting under my skin a lot. I'm kind of... For those who know me, you're gonna understand what I'm saying. For those who don't, I will explain after. But the way I call it is, I am kind of Scourgebringer obsessed with the game. Like, I'm listening to the soundtrack on the bus. I read what people are saying online every day. I play it every day. I do at least one run every single day. That's kind of my minimum that I want to do. And see, today I probably won't do one because I decided to comment my previous run. But I really wanted to do it, really wanted to get some more in-depth thought about the game, because I think it is fantastic. And it was $26 Canadian on the release date. It's probably 20 USD. If you're interested, it's up on everything. PS4, Switch, Steam, PlayStation, obviously. This is where I'm playing it. So, and man, I cannot wait to see how the PS5 Pro is gonna bring those pixels to life. Man, I'm so not gonna buy a PS5 Pro. You know how much it cost? And keep in mind, the PS5 Pro comes without a stand and without, you know, the disc drive. You have to buy it separately. It's not that far from $200 Canadian to buy a disc drive. My PS5, my base PS5, is the one with a disc drive like attached to it all the time. Yeah, it's $955 Canadian for the PS5 Pro without said accessory. With taxes, it's $1,160. Add to that a stand and the disc. Here I should have waited. That's just how you know. You in those games there's this bumpy music and you kind of want to go fast. You kind of want to. That's not this game. This game is about commitment. It's about thinking about the button you're gonna press before pressing it. Of course, you don't have to think about it for half an hour. Just, okay, I'm in this situation. What do I need to do? What's the priority here? And this is how you get better. See, I killed an enemy that we could not see on screen, but I knew he was there, so I was able to get rid of him. Here I found a nice little trick. I'm not doing it. If you go up the ladder and then go down, you won't be able to see your character, but you'll be able to see the upper stage. And so you can kill that green lizard monster that's jumping all around with 0 chance of getting hit. So this is a pretty good deal. So yeah, with all things considered, PS5 Pro here with the accessories I would want, because I have quite a few games on disc, would be 1,250, something like that. 1,300. It's a lot of money. It's a whole lot of money to get to get what? I've read the articles. I'm not too sure. I mean, the thing I'm always joking about is the better ray tracing, but the most of the games I play, let me tell you, they don't need ray tracing. More processing power, I mean, cool, but will we have games that needs more processing power? Here it's going very, very badly. This is a section I have perfected, but it's still one of the hardest sections of the game for me. It's still pretty hard. I'm not messing up that much anymore, but it's not easy. The way I do it now is I take up a little ledge, but the one on the right, and I jump here where I am right now, and I kill the dude. I'm not going to the left anymore. See, you can use your items to do some cool tricks. Man, Friday. I'm so happy. We started watching Fear of the Walking Dead, my wife and I, and man, it's pretty good. Actually, we're at the end of season 2. I think we have like 2-3 episodes left on season 2, and I must admit, I'm sold. I want to see where it's going. I like the characters. Well, most of them. I don't like Chris. I really don't. But that's a pretty good show. Okay, here. You just want to move forward and not stop, but just wait for such a failure, man. Wait for the blue dude to go away and just walk. and that's it. You're gonna go to this place, and you're gonna be completely shielded from all the missiles, and you can kill everybody from below. This is a fantastic trick, and I highly recommend it. This is very, very safe. There are still people attacking you. You could still die or get hurt, but just crouch a lot and kill everything from below. And man, since I got this trick, my life in stage 5 got a lot better. Here I should have just waited and hit with a chain, and that's it. Okay, so here, wait, don't jump, just do the hover. And here I should have pressed up on the joystick to stay up. This is a tricky section. Now I got it, but this is the hard way actually. Just move forward, do the little hovering mechanic by pressing down and an X, and it's gonna be fine. It's really... This is the whole game. The whole game is... Oh my god, this is completely impossible. How can I ever do this? It goes from that to... Well, actually, it's pretty damn easy. And all the game is like that. You just need to learn what to do and when to do it. And that's the fun of the game. And I suppose, yeah. And by the way, this is horrible. When you jump, by the way, the little platform, they're going higher because they don't have your weight on them anymore. I still had now I got it pretty right, and I think the dev did the right call. When you grab a ledge automatically. When you press up, you go on the ledge. When you press jump, you jump off the ledge, and this is throwing a lot of people off. Because in those games, it's often down and jump to let go of a ledge. But if you press down and jump, you're gonna hover, which is not necessarily what you want to do. But once you registered that in your muscle memory, it actually makes a lot of sense, and a lot of sense for the last boss of the game, where you need to play a lot with the concept of grabbing, letting go, going up, going down, all of those things. This is very important, and this section is kind of it's kind of a last boss practice. And yeah, the controls, they're making a lot of sense. I really like them. I think they're not homogenized with other side-scroller. That's true. And so this is very terrible. Man, I should have put up a counter of how many times I fell off this. I don't think I'm gonna do it. I'm way too lazy. But that would have been funny. If you want to become my editor, let me know. I wish I would not have to do the editing part. Like, honestly, I don't think I'm good, and I don't like it all that much. So if you want to edit my stuff, add funny things, do thumbnails, let me know. I'm gonna let you do the thumbnails. I'm not very good at thumbnails either. So here is a trick that I got from this Japanese guy. Because the bird is incredibly annoying. Here I did not do the trick the correct way. It did not work, but I'm telling you, it's working all the time. You want the big guy to just jump, you go to the other side, and then you attack while he's off screen, and you repeat. Then you go to the left, you wait for him, you don't do anything. If you do something, it's gonna mess up the whole sequence. Like if you shot him, let's say you have your stealthy ninja shotgun, it's gonna mess up thing. Don't do anything. Just go from left to right, wait for him, chain him once, and you go to the other side. Is it efficient? No. No, it is not. The efficient way is bring him close to you and evade his jump by jumping yourself and slashing him up. This is way harder than you might think. So don't do that. I mean, actually, you should do that. You should learn it. But this is a very safe technique. And it's very, very easy to do. You know, there's not... I say that and I messed up the beginning. But... because as soon as you attack him, the eagle is gonna lose his mind and is gonna want to do bad things to you. So here is always gonna go backward, is always going in reverse, and you want to be always below him. So just look at where he landed and go the opposite of his wings. Alright. Boom, done. It was pretty easy actually. That went well, that was a good fight. And we only have stage 6 left, so my convoluted talk will soon end, which is not that great for me. I love talking about games. And I haven't talked about games for a while. I know I've uploaded some stuff on YouTube, but that was stuff that was already uploaded and I just made them public. I still have a few. I recorded a lot of stuff during the my strike at work. And so this is pretty much what you're getting right now, because since the kids have gone back to school and we're kind of loaded at work, I haven't had... That was very crazy close. That would be a good luck or skill video. I mean, most of the part in that game would be good luck or skills video. Here you just have to time the thing. It's really not hard. You just have to memorize. Well, I mean, I mess up. I'm not saying it's dead easy, okay? But it's really not that hard. See, since I missed the jump, I'm paying the price. Here I always wait for the two flame to get together. Like when in Ghostbuster, when they're crossing the... I don't know what they call it. In French, it's croiser des effluves. So crossing the stream. Let me know. Nobody's gonna listen to this. We're 48 minutes in. My YouTube analytics is telling me that most people drop after 5 minutes. So this is okay. Here I messed it up, but there. I don't know if you've seen it. Just rewind if you haven't. There's a small gap just here when you between the two roofs. If you just go here where I was and slash, you're gonna kill everything without getting hit. But this is not a perfected run. This is just my first success at a 1 credit clear. Here you go to the beam here, and you send this item, and it's gonna kill pretty much everything in sight. This is a fantastic item, by the way. Really, really useful. Okay. Same here, you use the little thing to destroy those mines. So with that, you're gonna be able to open the passage. This one you can just destroy with the chain. Alrighty. Here I'm letting... Okay. So I messed it up, but this is something I worked on, and now I can do it consistently. I let myself fall and hover up to this place here, which is pretty helpful. Then you make the bomb explode. Now be careful about your back, because at some point, yeah, you're gonna have one of those lava guys, because you skipped a bunch of the route and you haven't killed the flame guy maker, the blob that's creating those. So there's that to take care of. Here, okay, I did not know. The trick is to go to the bottom left of this thing here, where the other enemy, yellow enemy, was, and this is a pretty good spot to get rid of all of that. So just keep that in mind. Okay, this last section before the bosses, very difficult, very difficult. You have to be patient, you have to be locked in, you have to concentrate. It's not impossible. It can be done without taking damage. I've seen it. I've seen it, Gandalf. 10,000 years ago. So, you just go slow, you look what's in front of you, not get fucked by those... they made me think about Shredder, those enemies. We did not see them that well, but... And here is the auto-scrolling section. It's the part of the game I like the least. Probably because I suck. Okay? I'll admit. It's on me. I just have to get good. And I think the best way to get to deal with that section is to kill enemies before they get on screen. So see, there's this dude here, that sniper dude, and so you kind of have to learn it. It's really still my... see, I fell and I lost another hit point after losing a hit point, and now I used a very good healing items, but because I know this thing can go very wrong here, and I know because see, they kind of look like Shredder, even the helmet and all. I mean, they also have something super big on their back, and I'm not saying it's Shredder, but I call them Shredder. It makes me think of Shredder. So, there's not much to say here, so I'm gonna ask you, how are you? How is life treating you? What are you doing these days? What are you playing? I'm playing Shadow of the Ninja Reborn, and I plan to play this for a while. A thing I want to do with this game is, like I did for TMNT Splintered Fate, is to upload long version of the music. This is something I want to do. The music in this game is crazy good, really. And now I won't make the sound of the game very loud, so you won't be able to get all the nuances. But I'm gonna upload like 10 minutes of stage 1 and 10 minutes of stage 2, 10 minutes of stage 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think it's worth it. The soundtrack is already on YouTube. You can listen to the tracks, but like the level tracks only last for like 3 minutes. And while I'm on the bus, every time I listen to it, I'm like, ah man, I wish it was longer. And so I thought, well, I mean, I can make them longer if I want to. So this is something I plan to do. Here I died because I went too far up. You have to kind of follow the auto-scrolling. Here yeah, I'm incredibly dumb. It's super easy. You just jump on the ledge. My screen is freezing sometime. I hope it's not the video. I hope it's just my recording software, my recording app. This fucking part, man. That was close. I took my invincibility potion. I always have trouble with this part in the game. Like, this is a problem. I still, like, what I'm saying, obviously now I had a lot of problems, but what I'm saying is I still have some problems with that part. Alright, now this is the last boss. Well, the first form of the last boss, because it's a two-phase thing. He is incredibly easy. This is... man, I'm tempted to say it's the easiest boss of the game. This phase, not the other one. This phase here, yeah, I would say it's the easiest boss in the game. I think once you've seen the trick, once you've seen how to do it, I think you could do it like instantly. It's incredibly easy. So you just dash and you chain him. The thing is to start your dash at the right place, so it's on the little bump just right to the ladder, and then you chain him, and that's it. Boom. Wow, no damage. I should do a video just with this part, and it would be my face, my surprise face, and saying this fight changed my life. I can't, man, those videos are so annoying. I mean, not the videos, the titles. So here, it's really a problem. What I've found in my latest attempts is you kind of have to fall, and you want to slow down your fall by chaining him. See, I went up, I should have just fell. The game is fair. It's every time I take some hits, I know why, I know how, and I usually know, I should have been there instead. So, alright, I only have 1 minute left. What could I say in 1 minute? Well, that was the 1cc run in Shadow of the Ninja Reborn. Fantastic pixel art, fantastic game. I can't recommend it enough, unless it's not your type of game, and I would understand why it would not be your type of game. But I love it. I think it's fantastic, and I'm gonna keep working on getting better, and I'm gonna work on getting those soundtrack videos out. I think a lot of people would like them. My TMNT music videos are doing always pretty good. People do like that. Well, and a bonus thing is that you don't hear me talk, and that's why there is a non-commentary version of this video. So if you don't want to hear me talk, you can and see the same video. Isn't it that fantastic? Alright. I'm doing like 65,000 points now. It's quite a bit more. Ha! I got caught right at the end. I just wanted to tell you thanks a bunch for watching. It was a pleasure to comment this. I hope it can help some people out there, but I know it was quite rambly and convoluted. But anyway, it's enough. Go do something else. Go play games. Hopefully this one. Bye bye.